Good afternoon. Welcome to Cardiff and to St David's Hall. To overcome the anonymity of these caps and gowns, may I first introduce myself. I am Sir Peter Phillips, and I am privileged to be Chair of Council of this magnificent university of ours here in Cardiff. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony, or congregation, as it is more accurately called. In so doing, I wish to extend a particularly warm welcome to those parents, partners, and others whose support for those graduating today will have played a major part in their success. May I also add my personal congratulations to all of you who are graduating. You have studied to have earned a place at this ceremony and to have achieved a qualification from the university which has more than a century of service and achievement behind it, and a very bright future in front of it. You can be confident that the qualification which you have earned from Cardiff University is held in high regard, not just in Britain, but worldwide, a very important consideration for a university which competes on a global basis and for students who wish to pursue careers internationally. This reputation has been earned because of the importance which the university attaches to its teaching mission. No fewer than 21 subject areas have been recognised in government assessments as providing teaching of the very highest quality. To maintain these high standards, the university continues to invest in this important area. Recently, a £2 million investment has provided a new laboratory for experimental astrophysics, and a £3.5 million high-speed computer network makes Cardiff one of the first universities in the world to benefit from next-generation technology in this field. Employers endorse that quality. The university continues to be targeted by major employers, and the employment levels of our graduates remain very strong. I trust that has been the experience of those of you about to start your careers, whilst those of you continuing your studies will find that you have a solid foundation on which to build. Cardiff is one of Britain's leading research-led universities, a status endorsed by the latest government assessment, in which it was ranked 7th of 106 institutions in the UK for the quality of research undertaken. 24 of 28 research areas were recognised as undertaking work of international significance. Of these, 7 were ranked high in the highest possible category. This research delivers social, cultural, and economic benefits and makes a difference to the lives of people in terms of health, employment, culture, and overall quality of life. Having achieved our strategic aim of becoming one of the top 10 research universities in Britain, we have now set our sights even higher. Our new target is a place in the top 5. Of great significance, in a few weeks' time, is the merger of our activities with those of the University of Wales College of Medicine. This coming together with our established collaborator and local neighbour will further our ambitions to create a dynamic and internationally competitive university, delivering even greater benefits in teaching, research, and the application of knowledge and technology for the benefit of society. The benefits of our merger plans are already apparent. The unification plan has been critical in securing some £25 million of investment to fund the merger process, new staff appointments, capital investment, and development of the research infrastructure. This will enable groundbreaking biomedical research at Cardiff and ambitious research plans to bring benefits to Wales and the world. Of particular note is the £10 million secured to put in place world-leading brain scanning facilities, which will be unique in the UK. There is much more I could point to as evidence of the international distinction of this university, including the prizes, awards, and other distinctions earned by the academic staff, the designated centres of excellence, and other new facilities, including £2 million extension in the School of Psychology. But let us return to the ceremony itself. I'm sure it will enhance your understanding and enjoyment of the ceremony if we spend a few moments going through it. You will see that the words used for the various stages of the ceremony are printed in your programme under the relevant heading. The congregation will proceed with the reading of the graduation proclamation in English and Welsh by Lisa Pugh. Following that, Louise Casella will read the authorisation for the admission of graduates to degrees, and we will then proceed to admit you to your degree. Graduates will be presented by their head of school, pro-vice-chancellor or professor, and will be admitted to their degrees by the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David Grant. At the end of this process, Louise Casella will ask all graduates to stand, and you will be greeted by myself and by the acting warden of the Guild of Graduates, Professor Glyn Phillips. This will be followed by a short ceremony to admit Sir Bob Phillis as an honorary fellow of the university in light of his international distinction. He will be introduced to you by the university orator, Professor David Skilton. One final point, can I remind you to turn off all mobile phones and also to clap only after the Vice-Chancellor has admitted each group of graduates to their degrees, not as each one crosses the stage. It ensures that each name of each person is audible on the video. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Awen gwirionedd. Byddai'r hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol y cynhelir heddiw y 30 dydd ar 10 o fis Gorffennaf 2014 yma yn Ninas Caerdydd gynulliad awdurdodedig Prifysgol Cymru i dderbyn i'w priodol raddau bersonau da i gair sydd trwy efrydiaeth yn y Brifysgol a thrwy ddisg, medr a dyfal barhad wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ag ordeiniadau'r Brifysgol. Gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddynt bwynhau iechyd a hir hoedl i wasanaethu ei hoes a'i cenedl o dan fendith y nef. Yna dy oleini a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch, ath dywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd, a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hen ddiffeithleoedd. Gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Be it known to members of the university and to all here present that an authorised congregation of the University of Wales is being held here in the city of Cardiff on the 13th of July 2004 to admit to their appropriate degrees worthy persons who have, through study at the university and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of such degrees in accordance with the ordinances of the university, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn presennol fod y Brifysgol wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i Dr David Grant i dderbyn i'w graddau fyfyrwyr Prifysgol Cardiff a enilloedd raddau yn unol o rheolau'r Brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r rhai a gellu ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn, yn y rhestrau printiedig sydd wedi ei dosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the University and to all who are present that the University has granted authority to Dr. David Grant to admit to their degrees students of Cardiff University who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the University. The names of those who may be admitted to their degrees in this congregation are to be seen on the printed lists that have been distributed.
Anrhwydeddus is ganghefflor, cyflwynaf i ti, ddisgyblion o'n prifysgol ni a enillodd o radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth. I, Professor Mike Reid, present for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Stephen Paul Abrams. Ross Alexander Adams. Mariam Ahmed. Zaid Ahmed. Ramon Akhtar. Keris Elin Alexander. Clifford Russell Amer. Neris Elaine Amphlett. Vicky Jane Archer. Matthew Lee Arnold. Daniel Christopher August. Jenny Helen Austin. Andrew James Barker. Matthew James Barwick Barrett. Paul Allen Bartlett. Emily Louise Beadle. Gemma Louise Burns. James Edward Beattie. Kieran Behan. Robert Edward Bellaby. Alistair James Benito. Rachel Louise Beresford. Charlotte Ann Bevan. Alan Graham Billinghurst Bright.
Pnawn da, good afternoon. At this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, I will speak in Welsh to admit groups of graduands. Each degree has a formula of admission, which, when translated, means, by the authority conferred upon me by the University, I admit you to the degree which I will name, and to all the privileges of that degree. Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd i mi derbania chwi, I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth, ac I holl ffreiniau'r grathom.
Howell Richard Bevan. Thea Nadine Wynne Bond. Peter Botterill. John Simon Boosfield, Daniel Ross Bowen, Christopher Boyce, Anna Victoria Bragg, Richard David Brain, Paul Nicholas Bramley, Natalie Ann Brend, Alice Megan Brereton, Richard Brewer, Oliver Bright, James Brockbank, Sally Ann Bromley, Nicholas John Brown, Georgina Cathro Bunn, Matthew James Carter, Robin Allen Corns, Kimberly Charles, Peter Capito Cesarem, Betsy Chung, Roscoe Thomas Chubb, Letitia Abigail Clare, Brad Clark, Jane Marie Cleverly.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffrengau'r radd hon.
Stephen Allen Coates, Richard Ian Collier, Christopher Marcus Coward, Stephen Russell Crowe, Iona Lois Davis, Paul Oliver Davis, Sarah Jane Davis, Thomas Charles Davis, Rebecca Louise Dawson, Hugh James Day, James Matthew Dugan, Thomas James Drohan, Mark Nicholas Dunn, Jennifer Durbin, David Lloyd Durbin, William Rowland Edwards, Gareth John Everly, Jonathan Forbes, Robert Franklin, Holly Louise Frankpitt, Claire Louise Gallup, Mark Edward Anthony G, Erica Jane Glanville, Nicola Claire Greening, Katie Marie Griffiths.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreiniau'r radd hon. Well done.
Yingwo, David John Hall, Ross Hardy, David James Harris, Leah Kate Harris, Matthew Peter Harwood, Lawrence Ashley Hay, Fiona Yvonne Tate Hayes, Elizabeth Marie Hayward, Claire Heaversides, Andrew Hellier, Koon Yin Ho, Victoria Claire Hooper, Christopher Hopper, Lee David House, Mark Christopher Hughes, Rupert William Hyde, Nicola Jane Jarvis, Sarah Marie John, Charlotte Louise Johnson, Claire Jones, Paul Tudor Joseph, Simon Joseph, Daniel Oliver Jukes, Jacinda Kemps.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreiniau'r radd hon. Well done.
Laura Francis Key, Russell Labibi, Gareth Lambie, Thomas George Ludlow Lambert, Cherry Yukman Lau, Si Ching Lau, Joanne Mary Lewis, Alison Claire Lindsay, Jonathan Lister, Claire Marie Locke, Imran Hamid Ali Lodi, Alexander John Purnell Luff, Victoria Ann Luke, Anne Elizabeth Mansfield, Navin Mather, Paul Mayer, Matthew James Mains, Louise McBride, David John McCann, Gregory John McCarthy, Claire Louise McClelland, Shaweta Mittal, Timothy John Monkton, Jonathan Paul Monks, Stuart John Moore.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freniau'r radd hon. Well done.
Jonathan Leslie Moran, Melanie May Morgan, Jessica Louise Morris, Martin David Murphy, Kosuke Nagamine, Sarah Mary Jane Neat, Jacqueline Nicholson, Mark Odgers, Robert Harry Older, Artinamral Gansham Pagarani, Georgina Claire Parr, Laura Ann Parry, Joanna Cecilia Pattamore, Alexander Gordon Perman, Gemma Natasha Pierpoint, Amanda Grace Plews, Alexander James Plowman, Charlotte Jane Pamela Popple, Laura Jane Pratt, Sarah Price, Ashley James Prickett, Sarah Jane Prince Wright, Deeptha Reddy Puttam Reddy, Kristin Rasum, Andrew John Rachel.
Rhwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd beglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreiniau'r rathon. Well done. Congratulations.
Amisha Rathod, James Selby Rees, Stacey Helen Rees, Helen Louise Reeve, Sam James Reed, David Marcus Richardson, Gemma Robertson, Natasha Danielle Rooney, Emma Jane Rosling, Daniel Bradley Ross, Paula Staya Sashdev, Anna Juliana Seikonen, Saloni Sarin, Joanna Francis Scammell, Rebecca Jane Scobling, Kevin James Shackson, Benita Jitesh Shah, Pale Mohan Shadidapuri, Robert Daniel Shapland, Radhika Sharma, Katie Louise Shepherd, Gemma Louise Sherlocke, Rianne Louise Sherrington, Andrew John Sims.
Rhwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd beglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreniau'r rathon. Congratulations.
Gemma Rose Simpson, Prabhangad Singh, Paul Skilton, Kate Rosemary Sly, Benjamin Edward Frederick Smith, Elizabeth Gillian Smith, Jodie Allison Michelle Stevens, Elizabeth Wee Ning Tan, Elvis Kawena Tawaya, Alexandra Taylor, Ornery Alfred Taylor, Marte Vatne Tenebo, Lucy Michelle Thomas, Lydia Jane Thomas, Darren Francis Tone, Gary Paul Thorne, Beth Trubshaw, Gail Merrill Truman, Joseph Tuckey, Mitesh Turakia, Christopher Underwood, Natasha Vaswani, Sarah K. Venn, Bing Wang, Jonathan Watkinson, Claire Wheeldon.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffranio radd hon.
Nicholas James Wheeler, Suzanne Veronica Whittingham, Andrew Wilcock, Bethan and Harrod Williams, Kay Williams, Benjamin Philip Wood, Christopher John Woolley, Lewis Stephen Ray, Catherine Mary Gardner Wright, Sean Rachel Wright, Philip John Wyatt, Yi Hua Zhu, Robin John Yeoman, Fan Xiang, Shang Huan Xiao, Charlotte Jane Collins, Rebecca Hadley, Jane Hadley Diggles, Sian Mair Duffy, Leanne Carey Hockey, Edward Morris Martin, Ashley James Byron Roberts, Nicholas Robert Simon, Francesca Ann Chang, Claire Michelle Eccles, Suzanne Claire Ellis.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffranio'r radd hon.
Vida Hutton Forrester, James Alexander Gould, Laura Jane Hester, Rebecca Louise Hunt, Paul Merrigan, Rebecca Ellery Evans, Ching Yi Janice Lee, Jonathan Marsh, Richard Martin Thornycroft.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreniau'r radd hon.
Anhyderus is ganghethlor, cyfloen af I ti, disgablion o'n prifysgol ni, a enilthlothradd baglor yn y celfyddydau. I, Professor Terry Threadgold, present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Abigail Adams, Nico Algieri, Louise John Allett, Riath Rashid Al-Samurai, Gareth Llewellyn Andrews, Carly Elizabeth Aston, Helen Claire Atwood, Ida Storovic Bang, Russell Mark Barrow, Helen Louise Bassett, Florrie May Beasley, Josephine Eleanor Beckett, Adrian Owen Bentz, Anika Ben, Janine Susan Berridge, Fiona Mary Bibby, Thomas Stephen Boker, Emily Louise Brooks, Aled Brown, Suzanne Emily Carter, Judith Victoria Clay.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Rachel Louise Cook, Nicola Elizabeth Cooper, Victoria Ann Corbett, Jeff Simon Court, Jennifer Allison Crew, Andrew James Cullen, Sophie Ellen Cummins, Rebecca Leanne Davis, Lucy Davis, Lee James Debbage, Julia de la Mar, Roderick Dennis, Alex Dickinson, Alexandra Eileen Claire Dole, Kirsty Michelle Doolan, Lisa Down, Marie Claire Eden, Katie Edwards, Catherine Mary Evans, Thomas Joseph Fakhri Yazdi, Sarah Falkingham, Michael Peter Fitzgerald, Emra Catherine Follett.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl freniau rathom. Congratulations.
Ross Peter Garner, Laura Claire Charlotte Gilder, Natasha Sandra Gifford, Jodie Victoria Carlisle Giles, Michelle Golpaker Rad, Thomas Andrew Gould, Sarah Helen Golding, Gemma Judy Gray, Thomas Amir Hardcastle, Lauren Cara Harris, Edward Thomas Hartridge, Dougal George Hawes, Leah Hesseldahl, Caroline Sarah Holmes, Joanna Claire Holmes, Amber Lorraine Hunter, Benjamin Philip James, Rebecca Leah James, David William Jenkins, Adrian Morgan Jones, Hannah Jones, Janine Harley Jones,
Rwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl freniau rathom. Congratulations.
Richard Oliver Jones, Rupert Allen Jones, Sue G. Young, Daniel Keel, Natalie Claire Kenny, Na Young Kim, Tai Won Kim, Holly Sharon King, Christopher Mark Knackman, Hannah Elizabeth Langfield, Rhiannon Holly Law, Vivian Mary Leach, Gavin Mark Leversach, Rhiann Sarah Lewis, Stacey Lewis, Madeline Lowry, Arabella Victoria Louise Lyne Pincus, Anna McTaggart, Lloyd Andrew McGock Williams, Naomi Jane McKay, Susanna Louise Mead.
Prwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl freniau rathon.
Joanne Christina Menzies, Andrew James Mills, Stuart Paul Mitchell, Laura Jane Morse, David Timothy Murray Jones, Emma Jane Musty, Sanaz Nazemi, Gareth John Nettleton, Andrew Edward Newbury, Byung-Bu No, Daniel Coyote Ohio-Anoya, Edward Olesko, Paul Oliver, Catherine Ann O'Neill, Sian Owen, Emily Charlotte Payne, Catherine Elizabeth Pidsley, Eleanor Plater, Emma Elizabeth Porter, Hayley Elizabeth Price, Jenny Wynne Price, Michael George Arthur Rampton, Simon Kelvin Rees.
Rhwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl frania'r radd hon.
Marta Rimstad, John Alexander Robinson, Chloe Ivana Grace Rollinson, Catherine Ann Sales, Alexandra Kate Ricarda Sando, Karen Amber Sharp, Laura Allison Shirley, Kirsty Victoria Sim, Bethan Skelton, Stephanie Catherine Smallwood, Laura Ann Sucholet, Amber Leela Sutton, Rachel Louise Sweetland, Claire Elizabeth Swindle, Dina Tamasabi, Victoria June Talbot, Catherine Telford, Asimina Traganida, Lisa Mary Walkley, Laura Marie Williams, Gregory Allen Wilson, Benjamin David Wright, Nicholas Young.
Rhwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl frania'r radd hon.
Anrhyddaeth y Sysgang Hethlo, gyffroenaeth I ti ddisgyblion o'n prifysgol ni, a enillodd radd athro an e'r celfyddydau. I, Professor Roger Mansfield, present for the degree of Master of Arts, Kwabina Age Bohini, Aung Hutu, Tanya Lederer, Linda Nielsen Methy, Boris Maria Peters, Catherine Ann Howard Stafford, Letitia Lily Maria Templeman, Ingmar Roloff Vriesma, Natia Abramia, Ambimbola Ajibadi, Sari Haneli Antonin, Frankie Asari Donka, Una Beervelt, Monica Bartwal, Irina Bedrak, Ifam Awo Dovi, Deepika Francois, Cynthia Gani, Maria Immaculada Gilrasendo, Zhao Hei,
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd ethro yn y celfyddydau ac I holl franiau'r radd hon.
Jeffrey Kulabia, Fatia Lunas, Laura Rochefort, Antonio Maqueda Sanchez, Michael William Melling, Fatima Zara Musa, Julia Ostrukova, Monica Sharma, Chen Sun, Wacharapon Taitongchai, Shamila Valiasamy, Lan Yu, Anastasia Alexander Somolenko, Evangelia Apostolaki, Shazia Awan, Felicia Boateng, Josephine Emily Broughton, Rami Chan Mei Wai, Fan Chi Kong, Joanne Philippa Noble, Hui San Teng, Dana Thomas, Wei Lin Sang,
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd ethro yn y celfyddydau ac I holl franiau'r radd hon.
Jerome van Visingarden, Jin Yu, Louisa Yan Zhu, Rashid Radi Are Al-Hajri, Wilberforce Sefakor Diza, Francis Felicity Eames, Luke Huntington, Sarathisa James, Anthony Levuza, Helen Marsh, Ahmed Aikbok Haibo Moma, Adeyinka Richard Adewole, Christian Ojeruvu Ogodo, Ming Ren, Jennifer Louise Tucker. Edmund Teta.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd ethro yn y celfyddydau ac I holl freniau rathon.
Andrew Esses Hisgang Hetlo, Cyflwynath I ti, Ddisgyblion o'n Prifysgol ni, a enillodd radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth business. I, Professor Roger Mansfield, present for the degree of Master of Business Administration Anna Sabrina Abdallah, Olufunki Olubinmi Abisoya, Omachonu Abu, Ashish Agarwal, Manoj Agarwal, Nidhi Agarwal, Sunil Agarwal, Amit Chanshru Agrawal, Avinash Agrawal, Komal Agrawal, Sagar Ahuja, Haitao Ann, Nena Anama, Theodorus Antoniades, Abulfad Sanua, Omos Salua Apinki Bada, Stavrula Balatsu, Dharmesh Bangdiwala, Hrishikesh Besant, Chetan Bava, Pradipto Kumar Biswas, Abhishek Bose, Rodri Rees-Bowen, Jose Alvin Martino Braganza, Temitope Buremo, Paul Casey.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd ethro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl freniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Paul Casey, Sushat Chansawatkat, Huan Zan Chen, Hurong Chen, Kancheng Chen, Ting Ting Cheng, Vaishali Narayan Chinchanaka, Mary Mulenga Chiwama, Harsh Cordia, Eleni Chorty, Nicholas Paul Church, Mark Condren, Kevin Connolly, Archana Dereka, Anand Davda, Sian Janet Davis, Tim Davis, Rebecca Devapichai, Dimos Demaris, Mark Alex Demetriou, Yi Ming Ding, Omatola Doherty, Ya Kian Dong, Gunmala Kaur Dosanjh, Iji Yvonne Imaselu, Ray Enomoto, Olawale Olakayode Esan, Athanasios Christos Dimitra Evangeloglou, Ewan Allen Evans, Karen Evans, Adiola Adoronke Fagbura,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl freniau'r radd hon. Well done.
Megan Rose Fernandez, Tanya Patricia Fernandez de Kaita, Sharon Fong Ying Chi, Ritu Garg, Zhao Gengi, Anna Jiraki, Sumyajit Gosal, Tanya Marie Giles, Rohit Goel, Marina Gramata, Panayota Gregoriou, Ajay Subhash Gupta, Sonali Gupta, Paula Hayden, Catherine Margaret Hickin, John Wang, Hong Yan Huo, Deepak Babu Jacob, Gaurav Jain, Neha Jain, Rhythm Jain, Varun Jaju, Amy Susanna James, Sira T.B. Jara, John Jiang.
Trwy awdurdod o brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl franiau rathon. Well done.
Peter Lionel Jones, Alpana Kamdar, Kunal Kassat, Tracy Jane Kearns, Thomas Horst Kepler, Alan Roger Kesby, Vishal Keria, Aspud Abbas Kushnud, Francis Alphonse Chalupa Kitoli, Kulachat Klong Pani Chapak, Ronald Mui Kiang Ko, Thomas Kutikandatal, Mandeep Singh Lamba, Jacqueline Chiling Lee, Xiaozi Luo, Sonal Madden, Ginny Malik, Raja Rawson Madho, Rakesh Mehta, Mohammed Mansour Memon, Ying Jia Meng, Mang Mang Miao, Tetsuya D. Minagawa, George Matthew Molokal,
Trwy awdurdod o brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl franiau'r rathon. Well done.
Kim Elizabeth Morgan, Kenneth Madula Mukanza, Mabel Chilesh Luo Mangomba, Jatin Naik, Prashant Manek Nasta, Dimple Nathani, Samrat Nigam, John Chiari Najol, Olan Riwaju Noibi, Udemy Nutkidem, Andrew Richard O'Connor, Oyudeji Oluwasium Olorinoi, Olubukola Taiwo Oshungboy, Ibukan Babafemi Osunsanya, Neil Richard Hugh Owen, Brian Francis Owens, Yu Pan, Arpan K. Patel, Ashish Kumar Patel, Sneha Patel, Johnson Philip, Priyadashini Pillai, Yanis Pippis, Mark Pullman, Nirupama Puttamreddy,
Rwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl freniau radd hon. Well done.
Sarojini Ramachandran, Mark Richards, Nicholas Romanos, Supriya Siddiqa, George M. Savides, Konstantina Sayas, Rajiv Seth, Vrinda Seth, Priyanka Sethi, Deepesh Shah, Lokyi Sheikh, Garima Shekhar, Rohan Ramachandra Shetty, Swati Singh, Pratap Sivaprakasam, Peter Smith, Alexandros Solomou, Alok Sonawala, Simon Timothy Sparks, Cleo Stamu, Matthew Jeremy State, Karwai Tam, Pooja Thakur, Michael Theophanidis, Sean Ellery Thomas.
Rwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl ffrenia'r radd hon. Congratulations, brother.
Wei Tian, Christian Nicholas Tipples, Christine Sikaku Makraku, Marie Umaran, Uday Vashisht, Varun Verma, Mona Lisa Vora, Huan Mei Wang, Mei Zuan Wang, Xin Wang, Zhuo Yuan Wang, Anthony White, Michael Williamson, Lorraine Lok Hin Wong, Sen Li Wong, Zhe Yu, Sami Zaman, Jing Zhang, Zhaofu Zhang, Weidong Zhu, Zhengli Zhu, Temitope Baremo, Nirmal Chabria, Samuel Ogugua Aikem, Bharat Chatrath, Amatola Doherty, Yvonne Imasilu.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd athro mewn gweinyddiaeth busnes ac I holl frenia'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Anryd ethos ysgang hethlor, Cymru dwyaf I ti I rai o'n nodwyd, an e raglen I thurbyn, an e absolnoldeb, e graddau perthnasol. I, Professor Roger Mansfield, present all those who are to receive their degrees in absentia.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf a rhai a nodwyd yn ei habsenoldeb yw graddau perthnasol ac I holl ffrenia'r graddau hynny.
A wnewch chi myfyrwyr sydd wedi derbyn eu graddau y prynawn yma, gyd sefyll I dderbyn cyfarchion, cadeirydd y cyngor y brifysgol a warden Urdd y Graddeddigion. Can I invite all those of you who have been admitted to your degrees this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the Chair of Council of Cardiff University and the Warden of the Guild of Graduates.
Boyd ag gofal yn wastad dros lwyth ac yn rydydd ein prifysgol yn glad. May your care ever be for the success and good name of our university and our country.
Llongyfarchiadau a chroeso i'r Graddedigion Prifysgol Cymru.
Before you sit down, I'm sure that all you very proud graduates would like to join in a tradition at Cardiff at these ceremonies, and that's to pay a special tribute to your families and to your friends, and indeed to the academic staff who've supported you emotionally, academically, and no doubt financially over many long years to reach this point in your career today. Now it's your opportunity to turn around and to greet them, and if they're not here, you can always wave to the cameras on the video streaming, and to say a special thank you by giving them all a big round of applause. Thank you. You may sit down.
Vice-Chancellor, in 1880, the novelist Anthony Trollope published a futuristic fantasy in which a British government in the unimaginably distant late 20th century had renamed its War Office the Ministry of Benevolence, had developed a weapon of mass destruction which it could deliver anywhere in the world, and is claiming through its spokesman, Sir Ferdinando Brown, that its intentions are concord and not conquest. As we know, sir, such things could never happen. This story may or may not be relevant to a recent stage in the distinguished career of Sir Robert Phillis, or Bob Phillis, as we've been used to calling him for most of his life. Suffice it to say that last year he was appointed to conduct a review of government communications. In his words, there had clearly been a breakdown in trust between government and politicians, the media and the general public, evidenced by increasing disillusionment with what people hear from politicians in general. His recommendations constitute a package aimed at clarifying the purpose and operation of government communications for this and for succeeding administrations. He heads up the Guardian Media Group, which owns The Guardian and The Observer, and is diversifying into online and print trading and local radio stations. We hear more from Bob Phillis about values in the news media than from any of his peers, and more too about ethnic diversity and social inclusivity. Bob Phillis confesses to having wanted to be an architect when he was an apprentice in the printing industry, but he was told that nobody from a Croydon council estate and without A-levels could aspire to that profession. So he won himself a scholarship, studied at the University of Nottingham, became a graduate trainee with Thomson Regional Newspapers, and spent a few years as an academic at Edinburgh and Stirling in the 1970s. His first big job was running independent television publications, and then the major posts followed: Chief Executive of ITN, Group Managing Director of Carlton Communications, Managing Director of Central Independent Television, Deputy Director General of the BBC, and then Chief Executive of Guardian Media Group in 1997.
Very few people, let me assure you, have operated at such a high level in all three sectors of newspapers, commercial broadcasting and the BBC. I have no time to list his many honours, and I must ask you to take them as read. Anrhydus isganghellor, cyflwynaf I ti, Sir Bob Phillis fel cymrawd anrhydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi, gang y cyngor derbaniaf di, fel cymrawd anrhydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am truly delighted to be back in Cardiff, where I began my career in media almost 36 years ago. And as it happens, Cardiff has a particular place in my affections this year for a very special reason. In May, my football team, Crystal Palace, won its playoff in the Millennium Stadium and will briefly be returning to the Premiership. I have to say, I doubt whether there are any other Crystal Palace supporters in this distinguished audience today. Oh, well, there are. Very pleased to see that. But of course, today is an occasion which I shall treasure even more, particularly since I've been honoured to join such a distinguished list of honorary fellows, all of whom in their various ways have given so much to society. These 3 days, with 8 graduation ceremonies, illustrate the reputation, the strength and the importance of this university. More than 4,000 graduates, some 9,000 guests, and this year, for the first time, a live internet audience around the world, thanks to the remarkable work of this university's Information Services Division. As someone who has spent virtually my entire career in communications, I applaud the university for this initiative. And I also congratulate it for the merger within the next few weeks with the University of Wales College of Medicine, creating a new world-class university, delivering teaching and research benefits into the future on a truly worldwide basis. What all of this underlines, of course, is the need to continue to move forward in a global environment where change seems to be an everyday event. When I first walked into Thompson House on my first day at the Western Mail and Echo, colour television was still in its infancy, and the third television channel, BBC Two, had only just commenced. Today, we can, if we wish, choose from more than 200 television channels. There's interactive television, digital radio, online newspapers, handheld devices which are increasingly personal communications centres. And at least some of you here today have a mobile phone. The transfer of power from communications suppliers to us as consumers has been the biggest change in this period, with the individual now able to select when and what we want to watch, to be able to interact, to text, to download, or to email whenever we choose. The consumer is even responsible in Britain for changing the shape and the size of our daily newspapers. And we can vote electronically. We can vote to eject a housemate on Big Brother, to decide in the same way what historic buildings to save via restoration. Millions vote for pop idol of their choice or support sports relief. I can recall exercising my first ever democratic vote It was here in Wales, and on the very important issue of whether pubs and hotels could serve drink on a Sunday. I can't possibly tell you which way I voted, but I can tell you I was very pleased with the result and hope many of you benefited from that. But why do I mention the importance of voting? I think that in Britain today, the general public's disengagement from voting as part of the democratic process, whether this is illustrated by low turnouts in local or national or European elections, was one of the issues, along with the problem of spin and the breakdown of political trust and the loss of credibility in government communications, which I and the group I was privileged to work with were examining last year. In fact, we were hugely informed by the opinions and views of the general public and a whole range of organisations concerned with those vital problems. And I would like to pay credit because one of our valuable sources was the analysis provided by this university's School of Journalism on the credibility of official and government information during the Iraq War. Of course, I have no intention of boring you with our findings and the many, many recommendations that we made. Suffice it to say, when you find that there are nearly 3,000 people working in government communications with a salary bill of over 90 million a year and some 230 million spent on government advertising, direct marketing and paid-for publicity and so on, which we all pay for, I believe the jury doesn't even have to retire to consider a verdict as to whether we're getting value for money. We made over 50 recommendations. Too few have been acted on to date. But just a couple of points I would like to make. The first, in my view, to the people in this audience, is the importance of freedom of information as an important element in trying to restore credibility and public trust. The new Freedom of Information Act in Britain comes into force next January, and we made a number of important recommendations. One, for example, to apply the features within the Open Government Code, which applies here in the Welsh Assembly. In the best traditions of 21st century spin, a government spokesman said of our recommendations that they would be taken into account as part of the implementation process. We shall wait and see. I don't wish to leave you with the impression that we thought that the media was free from criticism. Quite the opposite. Our research told us quite clearly that the level of trust for either politicians or the media was at an all-time low. And we suggested in our report that the media itself needs to think very hard indeed about its own dialogue with its readers or its viewers and its listeners. And indeed, we've made some small steps in The Guardian and Guardian Unlimited by publishing every single one of our corrections and errors, and it does make rather an amusing read if you ever see the booklet. But if I could address those of you graduating today, with the ability that you have to communicate, to interrogate, to seek out information sources and to challenge, I would urge you to do a number of things. I would urge you to involve yourselves in the democratic processes by using your right to vote. I would urge you, whenever you can, to seek out accurate and reliable information and exercise your right to know what is relevant to you and not what others think you need to know. I would urge you, wherever possible, to challenge the established media when this or our standards of accuracy and objectivity fall short of what you have a right to success. You are well equipped to do all of the things as the citizens of today who have to operate in this ever-changing world. I wish you all well on the journeys you are embarking upon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to be given this honorary fellowship in the company of the so many people in this room who have worked so hard for your own degrees. I'm deeply grateful to you for having accorded this honour today, and I would like to thank you all very much indeed. Thank you.
As Chair of Council of the University, I now have the duty to draw these proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the university calendar. It's a joy to be on the platform and to see the pride and relief of all the new graduates as they cross the stage. Again today, I have been struck by the fact that Cardiff is sustaining its great character as an international centre of learning. At any one time, there are people from over 60 countries studying at this university in this capital city. That gives everyone associated with the university particular pride and pleasure. As you go as graduates into the world, I hope you take with you happy memories of your time here, confidence that your studies have been a valuable contribution to your lives, and a determination to use your talents in the service of humanity. I wish you all every success in the future. Good luck to you.